Hey, good evening, everybody. This is the English podcast, Just Pure Talk with Kai and our brother, Doc Fallujah, here tonight. We're here to have fun, like usual. We got our hour break. I just wanted everybody to let you know before we kick off our show. We do have Ruthless Rusters, www.ruthlessrusters.com, who is one of our sponsors. I brought him into the English podcast also. Like you can see this nice swag that I got on. So go see www.ruthlessrusters.com. There is a 10% rebate on your bill if you buy off caps and all that swag. And use Verms Fans /RR10 and you'll get a 10% off just because you're listening to Verms Productions. So
the best radio station.
Yeah, the best radio station. Yeah. So kicking off tonight, we have a couple of topics here. I want to thank Kai for for helping out that fast, getting these topics up. So a VA sex scandal, we got the CEO killing, FBI director, and another gibberish at the bottom. I don't know what it is. So, I think it's something about
drones over New Jersey.
Yeah, drones over New Jersey.
And they're not from this country.
So, just to make sure, we do have two podcasts. We have the French one. I know a lot of you people out there that do listen to the French podcast. Well, like you can see, it might be Chinese for you because we're talking English. But I mean, you're more than welcome to stay. If you have any questions, go to Les Productions Verms and you can chat to us. Write down your questions or debate or whatever, and we'll answer. We'll be proud to answer them right away. So, yeah. So let's kick off. How you doing, guys?
It's good. And my French sucks. So I know about it. A third grader knows more French than I do.
So your French sucks. Good. How's your weekend? How did your weekend go? Because we are to Wednesday today. Went good?
Yeah, I work Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays is my work days.
Okay.
So
yeah. So you worked a lot. Family's going great.
Yeah, everything's doing good. Getting ready for the holidays. Getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, holidays. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Holidays? Yeah, like usual. How you do, Doc? You? How's your weekend gone? Is your wife with you now?
No, I just booked my flight to go there on the 1st of January.
Okay.
After that, I will be there. Her appointment's on the 6th, and our daughter's is on the 7th. They generally take about 2 weeks after that. So 2 weeks after that, then they'll give her passport back, and she can travel. So I'll have to go back down there one more time.
Okay.
But it's definitely not the end of the world.
No.
And you get to see your wife and your kid
every day.
Every day.
That's nice.
Cuddle up in the bed. And I did say cuddle up. Cuddle up in the bed.
Netflix and chill. No.
Check it bow wow.
It's your bow wow. Yeah. So, okay, we're kicking this off. If everything is great, I mean, on my end, no, it's true, my end. I keep forgetting to talk about me too. This weekend, we went to a Christmas. How do they call it in English?
Party?
It's a
La Fiesta.
They call it marché de Noël. So
it's called Christmas. A party.
No, well, the cities create that. They all have these little cabins, and there are always these special artists that are there and stuff like that. And it's all about Christmas. Santa Claus is there. He comes and say hi to the kids. It's called
like a Christmas village type thing.
Christmas village type thing, exactly. And believe it or not, you will see this on our pages. But I've been doing Vox Pops. So I've been using our new GoPro, me and Seth, and I've been doing some. I went to each cabin to go ask what's being sold there, what's this. So I'm doing Vox Pops. So yeah, you will be seeing that because I'm working on the montages of that. So yeah, you'll be seeing that. Stay tuned. You're gonna see.
Is that going to be in the Ticker Talkers or the X?
It's going to be in Ticker Talker. Burns Productions on Facebook and my personal Facebook also. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to put it on X. I don't think. If I can, I will, but I don't think. Okay. At the moment, I don't even know if we can. Can we download stuff? Can we download images on X? Yeah, I think we can.
I think it's a
yeah.
link.
I did send a couple of things. Yeah, I did send a couple of things. I mean, it's a great platform. I have nothing, nothing against no one. Platforms are good for all of us. So yeah, exactly. So I've been doing that. So I went to do some emceeing and interviews. So that's coming up. That's coming up. I don't know if you guys have seen lately all the videos I've been pasting on the gala that I had with Laurel. That is that's the Gymkhana Association that I work for in the summertime. Nice. So we done their round year trophy giveaway gala dance also 2 weeks ago, if I'm sure. So I've been putting the videos out. So that was, like I told you, I'm really busy lately, but never busy to do our podcasts. Never busy to do our podcast, and always proud to be with my two brothers here, 4 or 5 when they're there. But I mean, always proud to be with Kai, and heading off on our just pure talk. I forgot to change the image in the back.
You probably won't see Steele till the new year, after the new year, because he's dealing with some family stuff because of the death of his father. So
okay, kick this off. Okay,
and then Truck Sam, is having internet issues, so we're not going to see him tonight. Who else? There's a couple other guys that pop in every once in a while, but
yeah, it's been a while. We didn't see him, right?
Yeah. You want to get started in the first one?
Let's go. Let's hit up the VA sex scandal. I'm
VA
really curious
sex
about
scandal. As a member of the people at the VA service, I don't get this service at the VA, but
I don't either, and I worked there.
So this is at Mountain Home VA Medical Care Center in Tennessee, and several top VA officials are currently under an investigation for an alleged sex ring / orgy thing going on.
Oh God, yeah.
And supposedly they were doing it during work hours.
Yeah.
And people will be out in the waiting room hearing people moan.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. That's some of the scuttlebutt I got through other channels other than the news. And supposedly how it got broken open is somebody saw an email where he had supposedly slept with 32 of his coworkers, and you can't make this stuff up.
I mean, how do you come in the morning? How do you come in and work in the morning and say, hi? I mean, it's like, wow.
He probably came into work as he was like 9:30, 10:30, 11:30.
Oh, man.
And I guess he was a pretty high up person at the VA, and they were organized. And 2 people have said that they were having sex on the VA grounds. But come on, you're busted. And people are going to find out.
I will tell you that I know a guy that slept with a girl in a closet at our VA. Matter of fact, I'm going to call this out on the air. It was the guy was related to Jeremy.
No.
Yes. I found out the other day from one of the MSAs at the VA that has a lot of respect for me. And it kind of put all the pieces together on how this family member's wife is very controlling now and doesn't want him to hang out with Jeremy and everything else because his wife knew about it. But they stayed married.
It's not Jeremy's fault.
Yeah, but him and Jeremy used to have a lot of fun together and kind of like the single guys. And I think that's what she's afraid of.
She's afraid of that Jeremy single guy action coming out.
if Jeremy was married, probably would have hung out all the time.
He called me today, and I have not been able to return his phone call.
I mean, he's loving his house. He's talking about the weather. I got 65 feet of snow.
Yeah,
not really, but
I mean, this is a hospital. This is a medical treatment center.
Yep.
And maybe they're doing biological training, physiology. I mean, maybe you could write it off as something like that.
Look at Verm. He's dying.
He can't even comment on it. He's
They're
so
studying
distraught.
human anatomy.
They're studying human anatomy and the process of the orgasm. It could be a VA study. It could be a study.
Did I miss something?
Maybe it's one of those medical studies where they just come into work and fuck and then write reports about it.
I mean, I don't think my wife would approve of that kind of medical study, but
you know, I wouldn't put it past
Not
me.
that you haven't done a lot.
It wouldn't put it past me if that's what the military or the federal government is throwing money at, because they throw some money at stupid, ridiculous things. But like spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to figure out why there's less tricycle accidents than bicycle accidents. Why less people fall over on a tricycle than on a bicycle?
He's not kidding.
Actual study. We paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for this from the federal government. So I don't think this is a study. I think this is people in power having their way with their power.
That happens a lot at the VA.
Which is what it's sounding like.
Yeah. Ain't there a lot of that lately?
A lot of it lately.
However, I would like to say that we have an efficiency department, and rumor has it that the VA is going to get real thinned out in a couple months.
Yeah. Well, it says the investigator told Breitbart News that one man slept with no fewer than 32 different women who worked there, and the man and several other women bragged about their exploits on an online group on government communication portal that the VA officials used to communicate about veteran health care and facility operations.
So not only did they do it, they were bold enough to put it on federal government website.
Well, it's that little chat window that everybody has on their computer where they can talk to everybody.
No, seriously. Don't they have?
We use Teams.
Are people stupid?
Yes. Yes.
I think we answered that question right there.
You know, it reminds me of a quote. It reminds me of a quote that I seen. Remember, the amount of idiots in the world are directly proportionate to your intelligence.
Yes. 100%. You can't. That's the truth, Verm.
No, I know.
Isn't it the smarter you get, the more you look at people and you go, you are effing dumb. How did you survive birth?
Exactly. Who taught you how to breathe? Like,
you know, and there's a lot of people like that in my life where I meet them and I go, wow. Idiocracy is not only a movie, it's a documentary of where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
It is. Have you watched it? Have you watched Idiocracy?
No, I haven't. But I think I will.
You need to watch the movie Idiocracy.
See this here? Before Crocs were popular in Idiocracy, they wanted people to have these shoes, and everyone was wearing them in the movie. And now this is one of the most... I'm serious. Go watch the movie. It's funny.
Go watch the movie. It's probably one of...
Hey.
What's his name? God.
I got one too.
What's his name? The black gentleman.
Crocs?
He was the big Camacho. You remember his name, Doc?
I'm looking it up.
Terry
Crews.
Terry Crews. Phenomenal actor. And he played the part, bam, to a T. Dude, he was on fire in that movie.
It's on Hulu.
And it's on Hulu, so you can watch it on Hulu. But you watch Idiocracy, and then you go like, no way. This is happening now. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I said,
like,
wow. Wow.
yeah, it's a wow.
The whole premise is the world is getting stupider. That's the whole premise of the movie.
That's you know, I'm not going to say we're intelligent, but more you look at what's going on, you're going like, oh God, man.
Well,
Where's society going? Where's society going?
It's like the more I read of this, it says that, you know, they uncovered that an orgy of at least 12 officials took place.
Is that for the pay raise?
Actually, if any of them report to anyone, the answer to that question would be yes. And that's actually very bad for them, because that will lead to a lot of people getting fired, hopefully.
Seriously.
If somebody gets fired from this, I'll be shocked. This will be like every other government screw up. They'll go work for the Department of Energy. Somebody will transfer them over to the State Department. People will go here. People will go there. And they'll say they're punishing these people by moving them out of the department, but they just moved them out of the department to another government job.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to get fired. Nobody's getting fired over this. You watch.
No. They figure it out all the time.
This is government.
Yeah.
You know? But I thought that was extremely interesting. I was like, this is not possible, but I guess it's possible. So maybe one day my dreams can come true too.
What are your dreams? Which doctor do you want, sir?
I can neither confirm nor deny those allegations.
You better not.
I can say that they tend to hire more attractive people at VAs, especially youngers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do?
They do. I don't have any hiring say. I'm just telling you that they do.
Yeah.
Okay. It's crazy. Well, with that said, now that we know they love orgies.
Yeah. And maybe that's how I get things pushed through the VA. It's like, you know, like maybe I sponsor an orgy and and they'll make sure my paperwork goes to the next level. I mean,
Vern, you can't.
God, you really said that. Oh.
I said nothing. He did.
I said it. I'll say it. Maybe that's how I get my paperwork to the next level. Maybe that's how I get my next appointment. Instead of being 6 months out, maybe I can get it in 30 days or less.
Yeah, but they might want you involved, and I don't think your wife would okay
No,
that.
I ain't gonna do that. I'm broken. That shit ain't.
Hey, they can still ride a broken horse.
You can.
Yeah, they're gonna have to put some special drugs to make that happen. But
yeah,
it's gonna be Viagra for life.
Let's leave the orgy and let's go for that CEO killing. What's the CEO killing?
So the CEO killing I'm referring to is the one that happened in New York City, and the CEO was the CEO of United Healthcare. And I'll be kind of curious to see what comes out. There's a lot of hoopla, you know, internet reporting type stuff that's going on there. It's not true. So it's hard to find accurate information on what's actually going on. But this gentleman sat there at a coffee spot or something, or a spot that was close by where the CEO supposedly was, and waited for hours. And when he came out of the building with no security, the guy walked up behind him with a suppressed 9mm and shot him multiple times and then left. Whoa. And just walked away.
Okay.
There is some things saying that the stuff he used was 3D printed. Possible. I've seen some pictures of the gun. The frame in the picture is not a really good picture, but it does look like it might be 3D printed.
Okay.
which I love 3D printing. And it is possible to 3D print a suppressor. But
really good picture, but it does look like it might be 3D printed.
Something's feeding back.
Give me a go. Continue. I'm trying to shut it down.
Okay. And which you can print a gun at home in most states. You can make firearms in most states. It's legal unless your state says it's not legal, then you can't do that. The making of suppressors is considered an NFA item, which you have to have a $200 tax stamp for, which is not sounding like he followed the law on this one. So he broke the law by doing it.
So let me ask a question, though. What is considered a suppressor?
Anything that reduces the noise volume of the firearm.
So if you have a Batman Joker length barrel and makes the firearm make less noise, is that considered a suppressor?
If it has baffles.
Oh, so it has to have baffles. Okay.
It has to have noise reducing. It's designed to reduce the noise of the firearm.
Oh,
If it's designed to reduce the noise of the firearm, it's classified as a suppressor.
But a suppressor is a silencer?
Huh?
A suppressor, if I remember, it's a silencer?
Silencer is another name for it, but that's a Hollywood name. They're
I know.
They're suppressors.
Okay, suppressor, yeah.
And what it does is it either muffles the sound or gives volume or a space for the gas to expand so it doesn't make all the loud noises. There's a couple different types of suppressors. You got baffle suppressors and flow-through suppressors. And there's ones that look like mufflers, literally look like a car muffler.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think it was Jesse James designed a few of those. Because that's what a muffler is on a car. It's a suppressor. They just call it a muffler.
Yeah, because if you take that off, you're going to hear.
Yeah, and so that's what that does. Is it takes that, gives it room for the gases to expand. That way, when they come out the tailpipe, they make less noise. So, and he was running a suppressor, and the general rule when you run a suppressor on a pistol is you have to run a booster. And a booster is a device that screws onto the end of the barrel. It goes in between the barrel and the suppressor for the gun that will make it have more recoil so that the slide functions properly. And so in the video where you see the gunman shooting, he's constantly loading another round because his gun's malfunctioning because of the suppressor he put on there. I've heard all kinds of weird stuff about the guy, so I don't want to spread rumors and conjecture.
No, that's not.
Well, I did see that he had a neck surgery, and there was another doctor I was talking about. He had posted some X-rays on his Instagram, and this other doctor that did the surgery from some random place said that the surgery was done wrong. Like they fused his two vertebrae in his neck, and you're supposed to have it lined up so that the screws are. When you look at them on an X-ray, let me see if I can get this right. You would see this, so it looks like one screw. But on his, they were like this, so you can see all four screws. So it was excruciatingly painful. And I think that company might have done it wrong and had something to do with it not probably getting paid right. Or there's going to be a lot that's going to come out. It was one of the doctors you see. You look the guy up, and he is a surgeon. And he was talking about it, and he was talking about how it wasn't right. And he understood the way they did it could have been very painful for the guy,
And I can sympathize with the whole thing.
I'm not saying that justifies killing anybody.
I'm a chronic pain patient, and every day you have to deal with it, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Sometimes it makes you very short and snappy, and just bite people's heads off, and you just yell at them, and you say rude stuff just to get them to go away. So I can understand that if that's the case, and it's surgery, and then United Healthcare was like, well, we're not going to do anything about it. You're just screwed.
Wow.
if that's the case, which would not shock me, by the way, which would not shock me.
Let me see if I found the picture, but it's on a Google search.
And
well, it doesn't matter for the picture.
Because he said, I do not apologize for any strife or traumas, but it have had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming, is what the shooter said.
God.
Which
he also considered bombing Manhattan.
You know, he fled by a city bus.
Serious?
Yeah. He was arrested in a McDonald's? Was it a McDonald's?
Some guy from McDonald's ratted him out. Here you go, Berm. Let me share this.
But United Healthcare has what is a 45% denial rate on all claims.
So what are you putting on screen? I just want to make sure we're allowed.
It's just a picture of the guy and the surgery. It's nothing bad, I promise.
No, I don't think we're allowed to put that.
Are we not?
The picture of him is fine.
So on this diagram here, what one of the doctors is saying is these two screws are supposed to be in line, and you're not supposed to see all four screws like that. So, as I said, they're supposed to be parallel to each other in your back. So they put two at the bottom of the cervical and then two into the thoracic is the way I understood it explained. And if you look at this, they're staggered. So this would be excruciatingly painful for the guy.
For sure. Just looking at the where they are, it's painful for me.
You know, I'm going to stop sharing there. But like, once again, I'm not saying that makes it okay.
No.
Like at all. It's just, if they, let's put this in different. If I went to the VA and they screwed up my surgery, I'm not going to say that I would ever hurt anyone at the VA, but I'm going to be a customer to screaming until it's put right. And the problem is we have that option at the VA. Insurance companies don't really give you that option. Oh, well, the surgery was done, so everything's better. Like, we accidentally cut off your leg, but you'll be fine. Like,
the VA's told me that. We fixed your back. No, you didn't. You fused it. They didn't fix squat.
Hi. Fine.
And
sorry.
And I can't confirm about the back and the surgery and all that stuff. I see it here in an article from the AP.
Okay.
They're talking about it. He's had made severe back pain from his childhood that interfered with many aspects of his life. Surfing to romance. He said, he left on a surf break to get surgery to mainland, and then when he later returned to Honolulu, rented an apartment and people stopped hearing from him. So something obviously went wrong at the surgery. And
here's a picture of what the surgery is supposed to look like for him. Just a picture.
And he felt like he had to retaliate.
I don't have to. It went away. Your thing went away.
That's right. It went away?
Yeah. You probably have to reshare it again. But if you're, man,
there you go.
I don't know if I can't. Yeah, exactly. And those were just all over the place.
Yeah, the screws are supposed to be side by side and parallel. And then I seen on the guy talking about his doctors, they'll fill in between the bones to fuse them, like probably a Kai had done, so that the things jutting out the sides, the bones, all become one piece. And it helps stabilize. Sometimes their neck moves too far forward on the joint, and they get it in there to stabilize so that the cushioning. I don't remember the part in between the vertebrae. And forgive me, even being a medic, the disc. There we go. I'm at a loss for words.
It'll usually herniate or bulge.
Yeah, herniate or bulge, and this stops this from happening. And it's a great surgery, but if someone did it wrong, it's actually going to be excruciatingly painful. It's going to cause more problems.
But what was I told? The statistic on back surgery was 50-50. It's either going to help you or it's going to make it worse. And
for sure.
I got very lucky with my surgery. It really helped out a lot, but I'm still in a lot of back pain. It's just more manageable at this level of back pain. And pain will mess with your mind. So if they prove that he was in a lot of pain, I could see him getting off on a mental insanity charge.
He probably will.
Or a medical distress of some kind, because when you're in that much pain, you're not in your right mind.
No, not at all.
You know, I mean, I remember back in the day when somebody would just come in and say something, I would just bam, explode and just be all over the place.
You're tired out. You're tired out. It's hurting all the time. So
yeah. And then they'd be like, you said this and you said that, and you won't even remember it. So this guy going through all the trouble to do what he did, the pain was probably too much. And United Healthcare was probably like, pound sand, we don't care. You know, not our problem. You had the surgery. It's fixed now. We're not going to do anything about it.
Totally.
You know? And so he probably got tired of dealing with all the bureaucracy, which,
yeah,
you know, how many of us had to deal with that where you just get fed up and walk away, come back the next day and do it? Like you're at the DMV or something like that, and they're just being stupid, you know, and you're like, you know what, forget this. I'll come back tomorrow. I can't deal with this today. And you just leave and walk away.
Wow.
I think that's what it is.
So, I'm with you on that one.
And if it's affected his, you know, his romance life and his love life and his, you know, his ability to do what he loves, and, you know,
oh no,
it'll make you crazy. It'll make you crazy. You'll do the stupidest stuff, you know, and think it's A-okay, because your ability to have that much thought about how other people feel is so far off base. There's no way you're near it.
So before we hit the next topic, I just want to make sure that everybody is listening to us at the moment. Our audio podcasts are on Spotify, Amazon, and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts. So you can come and listen to us on the audio side. If people don't have time to see the video, come and listen to us on audio side with your phones and stuff like that. So that's the great part. And then don't forget all our platforms that we're streaming on at the moment, so you can see us live do our stupidities.
Yeah, and you can like, subscribe, send us a message. If you see something we're missing on a topic, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. And you got the chat section. That's open up. We could see it. So it's open up and all that. Just wanted to remind everybody. So that said, FBI director. What's going on with the FBI?
So the FBI director, Christopher Wray, announced that he'll be resigning his post at the end of the current administration. So before even the new FBI director gets approved and can replace him, he's like, nope, Trump gets signed in, F you, I quit. It's basically what he said. Okay. And he did the announcement in front of everybody. And I'm like, man, is that a way to leave a job like that? I mean, would you, just because somebody else becomes the president, if you were one of those guys, would you leave before you had a replacement?
Oh,
I would, because, well, in this case,
cookie delivery.
Trump has been very, very critical of him, talking a lot of crap about him.
It's because he sucks.
My wife brought me some chocolate.
And it's funny because Trump nominated him.
Yeah, well, he's sucking. He needs to be fired. I'm sorry. When you fail to keep doing your job correctly, you need to go. We'll get somebody else in there.
Hell's broken loose.
Well, there's a lot of people that are going to be fired or arrested, I think, in the next couple months. Or it's going to be like it was last time he came into office, where nobody gets prosecuted, nobody gets touched, and they'll be back 4 years from now. Because even though we had all the dirt and evidence on Hillary, nothing ever happened to her. We've had all the dirt and evidence on so many people.
I don't know. I think something's going to happen to Hillary because is it P. Diddy still in jail? And he's starting to rat people out. I think there's a lot of people involved, and this is going to go bad for a lot of people.
I think P. Diddy's going to end up like Epstein, dead, unable to testify.
I don't disagree, but how many people does it get in before he's unable to testify?
I think it's going to be quick. As soon as they start to go close to that trial and he's going to make it to trial to testify and tell everybody what's going on, I think, my personal opinion is there is a lot of Hollywood and a lot of, music people that are all involved in this. There's child trafficking involved. There's, pay to play scams like, bribery and blackmail and, well, you did this at my party and I got the videotape. So if you don't give me $10 million, this stuff's going to get leaked. Just like Epstein was doing. Well, I need so-and-so to get a record deal and you're going to sponsor his record because I have the videotape of you doing that thing.
Yep.
You think that's what was happening?
I know it was happening. I almost guarantee that was happening. Because why would you? And there was codes and like some of his prison stuff where he's in prison. He's like, okay, make sure you take out all the pizza boxes. Make sure you get rid of all the pizza boxes. And like saying it in code, like over and over on the phone to his son. So his son's out, erasing data or getting rid of stuff.
Okay.
Who knows? There could be secret rooms that they didn't find, secret data points that they didn't find.
Interesting. That's going to be a big case. I think that's going to be a big case. There's something that's going to go on with that. 120
people that are already suing him. His lawyer quit. They found some more evidence, and his lawyer's like, "I'm out. You're on your own, dude. I know I'm going to deal with it."
Well, he knows he's not going to win.
Well, yeah, and so but the lawyer's like, "Man, there's so much evidence against you. There's no way I could fight this and look good. I'm going to be the evil guy. I'm out. You're on your own." And not to mention all the stuff that supposedly he did with kids. He should fry. If he did all those things, he should fry.
Yep.
There should be a special none of this rehab and get him educated. And he just find out everything. Maybe use them for medical testing, some new drugs. And
you're nicer than me. I'd send him to Guantanamo and or out to where they do the hit training and let him be a dummy for other people learning how to do interrogations for the government.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
And he'll talk. He will talk as soon as you start getting bamboo underneath those fingernails and
getting waterboarded.
We can't call it waterboarding anymore. We got to call it tactical baptism.
Tactical baptism. Is that what we're really calling it now? Tactical baptism.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, if that works for you, I'm good with it. So
we're going to try to get out of that.
But no, waterboarding is an excellent technique on getting people to talk.
Yeah, I know, but
you know how we used to learn.
We're not talking about what we do. We're talking about what they do.
When we used to learn it, we used to learn it by doing it to each other.
Are you serious?
He's not lying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Verm, you want to learn how to do it? You just got to lay on
No.
that table with the sheet over your head.
I've seen a lot. Don't worry.
You know, people
It
don't learn
never
it.
happened to me.
People
but I've
don't
seen
learn it from watching it. They learn it from having it done to them, so they know how far to take it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of training, if I remember.
Well, it's
No?
not standard training, but
No, it's not standard training. It depends where you are.
I'm
In which unit?
I don't know. I'm torn on this one, on the whole torture thing. I think in some instances there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be allowed to torture people to find out what it is.
I don't
Missing
think
child,
so.
missing child. You've abducted somebody and buried him in the ground somewhere. You've planted a nuclear bomb or a bomb in a place that's going to kill a lot of people. I mean, they should be pulling your fucking fingernails out and doing everything they can think possible to make you squeal like a little pig.
Changing
the way
topic.
that's the way I feel about it. And when you go to
Yeah,
some of these other countries, they will damn sure do it to you faster than you could say, call the embassy.
Yeah. So, sorry if I'm cutting it off.
No. I get it.
But no, I know. I like that topic. I want to know what's going on with the drones on New Jersey.
So there's been a lot of large drones flying over New Jersey the last few days. And so the Pentagon just shot down, they say the Iran mothership claim amid New Jersey drone mystery. So they think these large drones are part of this big drone carrier thing that's been flying around up there, and they shot it down.
But where does the drones come from?
Another drone. Like there's a drone mothership of some kind that's been flying around up there, and the other drones dock with it or do whatever,
Okay.
I don't know how far that goes, but
whose drones are they?
Supposedly Iran's.
Okay, and how much time they took to get that shot down?
Oh, days.
How can they let that go?
I don't know, Verm. I don't know,
totally.
but
United States are always on their DEFCON because they know that they're being Chinese ballooned. They've been doing this.
And the balloons,
pictures of
States. And all that stuff flew all the way across Canada, and nobody said a thing.
I know.
And the Canadian military didn't shoot it down.
Well, maybe they're not.
And the U.S. military didn't shoot it down until it crossed the entire country. They detected it outside of Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it wouldn't have made it by Alaska. It'd have been shot down up there. If I was the president, I'd be like, yeah, that needs to go. No, outskis.
It is crazy.
Drone, turn it the other direction and get it out of here, or I'm shooting it down. 5, 4, 3, 2,
It's gone.
Yep.
No, so much stuff going on.
And I understand not wanting to shoot it down over land and stuff like that, because you don't know if it's carrying a biological agent or some kind. But they have these EMP devices now, and the Russians have been working on this stuff pretty steady. All the Cold War, that literally at the right altitude will wipe out entire states. Like no electricity, no terminals, your cell phone's not going to work, your car's not going to start, nothing in your house is going to work, all the wiring in your house is going to be shot just from an EMP burst.
It's crazy, eh?
Because that's the same thing that happens in a nuclear bomb. There's an EMP burst, electromagnetic pulse, that goes out and back and out and back and out and back. And that's what destroys all your electronics and your resistors and all that stuff. So,
But that's
and
another thing.
And you can mount that in a drone and put it at high altitude. And they came out with some studies or something like that where, like, if you were to fire one over Denver at a certain altitude and detonate it, and it was so big, it would wipe out 75% of the country. Like, it would take down enough of the electrical grid that 75% of the country would die in the next couple of weeks. Because you're talking no electricity for medical devices, no electricity. Your pacemaker would go out. Your, if you're on a CPAP, you're not going to have a CPAP. It's not going to work. And you got nowhere to plug it into. Your battery's dead.
Yeah.
Your CPAP's dead. You're on oxygen. All the people that are on oxygen, as soon as their bottles run out and their condenser things aren't going to work because they run on batteries and all that technology, they're dead.
Okay. So it could be drastic.
Your car's not going to work.
Yeah, car, radio, phones.
Unless you get everything. Now, there are devices you can install on your home and on your vehicle that are made by EMP Shield, which is a company. And they did all the military testing, and they're the ones that work with all the alphabet soup companies, and they're the ones that put these devices in to protect, homes and safe sites and vehicles. And so.
Okay, here's my question. If you have a device, I'm going to say you have a device, but the rest of your city doesn't have a device, or maybe 10 people out of 100,000 people have that device, what will happen to you?
Well, you're going to have to wait at least a week or two. I wouldn't even move your vehicle unless you're fleeing somehow.
Yeah.
And you got a clear road to get out. But I wouldn't turn on a generator, or I would be so incognito with that stuff. I wouldn't turn on a light or nothing, even if I could.
Yeah, because that's why I'm saying that. Because
I think people would swarm your house.
Well, they're gonna yeah.
Well, in that case,
they will.
Have to get a CWIS while you're at it.
By jealousy, by whatever.
Well, just think what happens after 3 days. Most people don't have enough food in their house to last 3 days. Now they got no power. There's no refrigerators, no freezers. All that stuff's going to spoil. Yeah. They can't cook it. Because they ain't got no microwave. They don't have an electric stove. They don't. So now you're going to use the barbecue.
They start a fire.
They're going to start a fire or use the barbecue grill, right?
Yeah.
Well, how long is that propane going to last?
Well, I mean, maybe for clearing out the food you got, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But again, you can't cook.
Shoot the neighbor's dog and eat it.
If you buy 500 pounds of beef, you can't cook the 500 pounds of beef in one day. Where are you gonna store your food?
You're gonna have to smoke it or can it.
Well, I got a smoker, but my smoker runs on electricity, so I'm screwed.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So,
so if you're smoking it or scanning it,
yeah.
If you got 500 pounds of beef, you should have freeze dried it beforehand. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have prepped. Stop laughing at those guys and bought some humanitarian MREs off Amazon for $33 a case or $34 a case, whatever they're going for right now. Buy that pack of, lemon shortbread C rations and stick it in the back of your car. Enough food for one person for 30 days. It's not glorious, but you won't starve.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's the part that I've always questioned myself, because seeing all these movies on the MP3s and MP.
EMPs.
Thank you, what the heck is that?
I would give it a couple weeks.
Don't forget you got a mic, eh?
You hit that space bar to mute.
Yeah, hit the space bar when you go.
It doesn't work.
It's not space bar now?
It's press M.
Is it M?
Heck, M doesn't even work. There it is.
We're going to talk about it right now. We are going on a Christmas break.
We are going on a Christmas break.
Yeah, we will be.
We will not be back till when? January what?
I might try to program old shows. I'll see if I can do that. Restream, now we have our professional account, so that means that I think I could program some old shows that I got on my computer. So just so at least it continues while we're not there. So we're going to be restreaming. It's so funny. Same name as the thing. I do, before we leave, I do, I know we had another topic, but I want to let some of the people that are.
That'll be a short topic.
What?
That'll be a short topic.
Yeah, but I want some of the people to know who we are. I'm talking about since when, our stuff, our. We don't need to go all the way to when we started, but I do want us to let the people know that the reason why we got these names and that we're not using our real names. Our show has been built on a gaming community. Sorry. So missing some water here. So I want to elaborate a bit on that, because people ask me, who's a Kai?
Who's Kai?
Doc? Who's Doc?
Kai is a wonderful looking, awesome stud muffin that is, ever so humble when he wakes up in the morning, has his theme song saying, "Oh Lord, I'm so humble." If you don't know it, look it up on YouTube. It's a good song. And yeah, that's a Kai. And
a Kai has been a gamer for so long.
God, so long. Commodore 64 era.
Yeah. So we met there. We met in the gaming community. Yeah.
300 modems.
Yeah. Doc Fallujah is a gamer also. Doc.
Yeah, what's my current game I've been playing is Haven and Hearth. Shout out to Haven and Hearth. 2 crazy Swedish guys make this game. That's a permadeath survival game. Akai's played before. Has enjoyed it. There's a lot of people in that game. They're not, I would call them undesirables. They're the kind of people that could disappear in the world and no one would forget them.
Okay.
But eventually, the game is a pretty good concept. Not trying to plug it here. You go into the world and you have nothing.
Time suck.
It does suck time.
It's one of those games you can go in there and play, and if you didn't have to sleep or go to work, about a week later you come out and be like, it literally will. You'll sit down in the morning to do something while you got it just a few minutes, and
I gotta go check my crops.
Involved, and next thing you know, it's 8:00 at night.
But the way the game works is you don't know how to craft anything until you discover all the materials. To give an example, at the early game, you make these little called curiosities to help you get more learning points, which will help you increase your skills. One of them is called a cone cow. Well, you have to go and pick a pine cone off a tree and pick sticks off a tree. Then you realize, hey, I can put those 4 sticks into a cone and I got a cow. And then that's learning points. And the whole game works off that premise.
Okay.
Yeah. But we do play a lot of video games.
Yeah. So on my end, my call sign. My call sign as a gamer used to be Verm Guy, created by my name. I remember the first day I got recruited into a community. I was going, what kind of gamer name am I gonna have? Because I was like really brand new in gaming, and then suddenly I just like reversed my name, and I said, "Oh, Verm Guy." And then when I came into the community, people started calling me Verm Guy or Verm. So I it was like easy for mainly the English community of the gaming society. And my DJ Verm is an official name. It's my DJ name because I'm a professional DJ. I have my company.
Mr. DJ, keep playing that
Yeah,
song.
hey, Mr. G. So I have my company that is the Verms Productions, and Vermland Radio is something that me and Akai started. So it used to be our radio station called Vermland Radio. I'm not going to go further back. It was Vermland Radio. COVID came by, and we decided to stop it for a while. And also because of the finance.
Well, we were broadcasting all the way through COVID. It was after COVID.
A little bit after COVID, yeah. We started saying, okay.
Radio station because it was just too expensive.
You're right. It's true. We used to do it in COVID. I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
But I always said the reason was COVID that we stopped. And also that it was becoming ridiculously, because we're not, expensive things. We do, yes, it is. For two investors, yes, it is. We do not have any, we have a sponsor, but sponsors a little bit more on the clothing and stuff like that. We don't have no one giving us funds. We are a private, how can I say it, Akai? Private entity. Is that it? It's between brothers.
Yeah.
Because we love what we do. And a lot of times we do ask people if they do want to help us out. They're more than willing. They could give donations or stuff like that, or either go buy our swag. Because every penny we do make money off the swag. We don't make too much because I don't want to have high prices. But yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to shout out because a lot of people are asking me in the community. I go, how do you guys finance yourself? Well, I go, it's a Kaya and Verm's bank account. But we do it with passion. It's one of the reasons why we continue doing it, because it's with passion. So we do like to be with you guys out there and talk to you guys about all our different stories. Sometimes we go off on the government. Sometimes we go off on, but every individual here in channel, even our invites, have their own way of thinking. It's not Verm's Productions. It's not Vermland Radio. It's every person. Akai has his way of thinking. Doc has his way of thinking. Verm has his way of thinking. And that's why sometimes we poke each other around, surely when we talk about Canada and the United States. So the guys, my brothers here like to poke me a little bit on Canada. But
it's like it's like a loft apartment over a great party.
Yeah, no, exactly. We are never mad at each other. Just to make sure. And the reason why I'm talking a little bit more like privately to all you guys is to show you who we are really. We're friends. We're having a friendship conversation. And then we find topics. And I can tell you that we worked hard on this. And now today we bring you more different topics. We try to hang it out. We're not people with 500 years of experience. Being a host, I've been doing it my whole life, being an MC on a microphone, going in front of a lot of people, it doesn't bother me. But being a host like we're doing now, podcasting like we're doing now, it's something that is like, we're developing all together. How do you think, guys?
I agree.
Yeah. So I want to take some of that time just to let you guys know who we are. And yes, we are. It's not our real names. DJ Vermin is, but it's not my real name. So Yeah. So that was our, I would say, our final for Christmas. So, Kai, you want to do your shout out like you usually do?
Yeah, please like and subscribe. And if you want to buy some swag to help us out, all the money goes back into the podcast. It's at vermlineradio.com or Lay Productions Verm. Lay Productions Verm?
Yeah.
LPV.
Lay Productions Verms. Yeah, you could say it that way.
LPV. Is it LPV.com? Will that work too?
Well, our email is LPV podcast
LPV podcast. That's right.
at outlook.com. So if you want to write us an email. Yeah, thank you. I know you're writing it. So.
Yeah. So when you look up LPV podcast, it'll bring up LPV Productions, which that's us, and we're on Spotify and other Spotify and Apple and Podbean and Listen Notes. So we're out there. You can backtrack and find us.
Yeah. And if you guys want to join us and have fun with us, you're more than willing. Send us an email, and then we'll get you looped up. We do invite people, and we're going to be looking for a new concept on 2025. We'll see. We're like old guys that like to have our own stuff, like do our stuff. But 2025 is going to be something.
I figure we could do maybe an Instagram account or maybe like an OnlyFans. And
we could sell feet on OnlyFans.
And we could be like in bikinis and hot tubs.
Would that make money?
Or Speedos and hot clubs. I don't know. I'm willing to try.
I don't know. Bear's coming back in, so Kai definitely fits the bear.
Yeah.
We'll get Doc to be in a Speedo.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
That'd be really scary.
I don't know if my wife would approve.
I'm so fat that the Speedo would disappear. So
they would be talking about the rate that it disappeared with the term of Speedo.
Speedo, I don't know. Hey, where's the Speedo? I don't know.
That banana hammock disappeared, buddy.
I feel naked for some reason.
I would feel naked just wearing a Speedo. So
okay. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us. We will be back near the 7th of January. I don't have the date. We're going to send it out. But we'll be back in action. Come and bring us some new topics. We'll have time to work on it, take a break with our families. And so that's it. Anything else you have to say, Doc, before?
No.
Okay. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year's. And we will be back on the 7th of January.
I still had that question for Akai.
What?
All right, give me a sec. Let me shut down.